Hello, ladies. Hello. Hope everyone is well. It is a gray day here in Northern Ireland. Nothing really new, but it's not so cold, as you can see. Yeah, it's a lovely day here. Just after Christmas, just after Boxing Day, which is the 26th. And today I'm reflecting back on my personal journey this year. And what really popped into mind, and I don't know why, it could be because I'm sitting on the floor, but what popped into my mind is an incident that happened just before I was actually able to sell my home, my condo. And it's an interesting story in that I put my condo on the market, and as you know, I was a realtor 25 years. I put my condo on the market and I had somebody immediately want to buy it. But for one reason or another, legitimate reasons, they didn't. They didn't purchase it. And that was a blessing in disguise. And I will tell you, I will reveal why. But before I do, my name is Carolyn Chebaro. Rather than being rude, let me introduce myself. My name is Carolyn Chebaro, and I am currently in Northern Ireland. I left the United States earlier this year, 2024, and I sold, as I'm telling you the story, I sold my condo, I sold my car, I sold most of my belongings, and Miss Evie, my Chihuahua, and I headed in this direction. With really no final destination in mind, but just that I knew I needed a change. And my greatest fear was that I was going to die where I was. And I didn't want that to happen because I knew that and I know that there's so much more to see in life. However, I digress. I had my my home on the market. And someone was very interested in it, but it fell through for legitimate reasons. And that was fine because I know how to play the game. It is a game, really. So it's just life. And one day one night, I moved the couch in my living room just a little bit, and all of a sudden I heard a crack. I thought, what the heck is that? And I had wooden floors, not laminate, but actual wood. And all of a sudden, I went to the side of the couch, and the wood had split. And when I lifted up the wood, there were critters, lots of critters, all over. I thought, jeepers creepers, what is this? So it turned out to be subterranean termites. Now, let me give you some intel on subterranean termites. Those are termites that actually, it's not wood so much that they're going into, but this was concrete. This was a concrete building, and I was on the third floor. So no one underneath me was affected. The termites must have just crawled up the concrete building and smelt. I don't know if they smell the wood or whatever, but they ate away at the wood. And ultimately what happened was the whole flooring had to be removed. And we had to have, what's the word? It had to be cleaned out and exterminated. Yes, exterminated. It was a mess. And I remember that story it took a lot of effort because the wood also was glued to the floor, so they had to take jackhammers to remove it and then clear it all off. And that was a big incident. But I'm so happy that it happened, because if it hadn't, and someone had bought the condo with those floors the way they were, I wouldn't want to sell anything to someone like that. I wouldn't want that. Wouldn't want to be involved in that sort of transaction. And while it took a lot of energy to make sure that that was all fixed and another floor was put down, buy the floor, get somebody to install the floor after having somebody lift it up. It was a whole process, and it didn't, as you can imagine, take overnight. But I'm very, very glad that that happened, because it was all about getting the product correct for the next user and providing a very nice home for someone else. And sure, it threw me off for a while, but it all was meant to happen in the way it did. And I tell you this story, I reflect back on this story because along the way, there were many, many roadblocks to my change, to my transformation, to my reimagining my life. And that was just one story because there was a whole host of them. But with a plan in place, it can be done, and it was done. And it took longer, as I've said before, than I thought, but it all fell into place. And I encourage you, if you are at a point where you know that your life isn't gelling the way you want, that you imagined it to be, you can reimagine your life. And with that all in mind, I have created a month's workshop. It's just a mini workshop. It's once a week where I will present information to you. We will chat as a group to discuss how you can go from where you are and where I was with my subterranean termites to where I am now sitting on the floor in Northern Ireland. It can be done. It's just a matter of making a decision, and you can absolutely switch your life. You can change your life completely. And I would love for you to join my party, and let's do this together. I will put the information below, and by all means, message me if you have any questions. But I would love to have you, and I invite you to my party. We'll speak to you soon. Toodles.